is SafeCare, and it's part of Telemedicine. And we are concerned about privacy and security in video conference. And we will present each other on once they get to the stage. I will first introduce some user cases. Who needs SafeCare? Let's say politicians. Their career is all of it is based on their reputation. If they have some disease, it might lead to discrimination. So they want to not let anyone know. I think so. Celebrities, it's the same thing. And psychiatric patients. I wouldn't want anyone to probably know about stuff, so then it's if you can stay anonymous, and especially with telemedicine, you don't actually have to walk to the clinic, you can just stay at home, so yeah, you might be able to seek treatment more easier. And of course, some people are more privacy conscious, so I think we have a lot of people who can use this product. And we are also interested in the financial savings. And as like everyone knows, time is money. So if you have a teleconference versus going to the clinic, you save a lot of time, and that means you save a lot of money. And if the patients can monitor themselves at home, it's also better for them. Then you can have unnecessary visits to the doctor, and of course we don't want that. So you can call a nurse through the video conference, and if needed, the nurse will call some specialist or doctor. So then again, we save time and money and traveling costs for everyone. And if we were able to diagnose the disease earlier, maybe it wouldn't progress so fast. So that's why if you don't have if you're not scared to go to the nurse to ask, if you can just stay anonymous, you can maybe slow down the progression. And in countries where health insurance it might go up if you get a disease. If you're anonymous, they won't know your data. Okay, now Jordan will talk about the requirements.
Hi everyone. So we came up with 3 shareholders. Those are the patient, the doctor, and the medical industry. So patients usually prefer to communicate with someone they trust. And if they don't have someone they trust, they get concerned about their privacy. So anonymity is the option for them in this case. So our solution is video and voice masking. So we do that so that the data is not going to be maliciously used, for example, sold to insurance companies for their financial benefit. Also, the system shouldn't be abused by addicts or by criminals. So anyone who is unauthorized would be rejected by the system. And last but not least, the doctors are going to benefit as well, because their rate of treating patients is going to increase, and it's also a benefit for the patients, as they are going to save time and money in traveling. And This is our idea. Now Salemi is going to talk about the architecture.
So yeah, to provide privacy to patients, we came up with this architecture. It's based on video and audio masking, video like face blurring, face substitution. We investigated and researched into many techniques for blurring face detection, first of all, then how to blur the face and how to mask the audio. But we can't achieve total privacy with this because the users or the patients, they need to authenticate themselves to the physicians or to the medical systems. So there will be a link between this user and this video, even if it's private. So we divided the architecture for three phases. First of all, between the physician and the patient, there will be anonymous authentication. It's going to be based on zero knowledge, proof of knowledge. And when the physician stores the history, the medical history of the patient, it will be anonymized in a fully distributed database. Because the physician at some point needs to retrieve the medical history of the patient. So how to retrieve this information without knowing the patient? So to provide a whole privacy framework, we are providing anonymous authentication and video and audio masking and anonymous databases. And I'll leave it to Daniel to all the rest.
Anonymous credential systems allow users to authenticate themselves in a privacy-preserving manner. In a credential system, a user can obtain credentials from an organisation, and then at some point she or he can prove to said organisation that she has been given appropriate credentials. One example of these protocols is UProve. This works by, firstly, gives you a token, say for age, name, phone number, etc., that cannot be tracked. This presents unwanted tracking of users when they use tokens, even by anyone within the company that could be maliciously plotting against it. It also provides a method of zero knowledge, proof of knowledge authentication. So basically you can prove your age without telling the system your actual age for ID verification, for example.
So the video masking, we can use two techniques, face blurring and face substitution. The base of both these techniques are face detection technique.
These are just some examples about face detection, which is in any camera right now, and this is face blurring and pixelizing, and this face substitution. It's we might not use this, but just one example. As shows here, these are some techniques we are going to use to detect faces, and we're going to use cryptographic image encryption technique to blur the face using the same image pixels. Marina.
Hi everyone. So audio is another part of video conferencing, and there are two aspects to focus on. First one is privacy. Since a person can be identified by his voice, we have to mask the voice so that to keep the anonymity of the patient. The second one is the security to prevent the eavesdropping during the conversation, but this is a part of the connection we establish between the patient and doctor, which will be encrypted on the transport layer of the model. So I'm just gonna focus on the privacy. We are using voice morphing technique for the voice masking. Voice morphing, also known as voice transformation or voice conversion, is a technique for modifying the source speaker's speech to sound like as if it's the target speaker. A popular approach to voice morphing is a linear transformation to the spectral envelope, and the purpose of using this technique is to add audio effects to the voice signal to obscure the identity of a person. So in our case, it's patient. And there are basically three interdependent issues that must be addressed before building the voice morphing system. Firstly, a model is needed for decomposing and regenerating the voice signal. Secondly, the features of the model which encode the speaker's identity must be determined. Thirdly, the type of the conversion function and the method of applying it must be decided. And I will show you how it works. So the dotted line here is the source voice. The one here is the target voice. And the bold line is the converted voice with a spectral envelope function. So that's how it works. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.